Let's give her a real hand. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, yes. That's better. Grab a seat. So, Courtney, if you would tell them what's been your Plaid experience?
Well, for one, right after I joined as a platinum last year in August at Business Mastery, that's when I paid my down payment because I couldn't afford to pay it all at once. I said on a Facebook Live that I would be on stage speaking for Tony Robbins a year from that day, and that was in August, so 2 months early. So, what I want to share with you is I have 6 children. My husband and myself live in accounting practice. He helps me out. I have been building that business for the last 18 years, and I had no purpose in life. I hated accounting up until the day I met Tony Robbins, and I realized that my purpose, I was put on this earth to free up money for people, to teach them that they could save money by going to events like this, and they could completely change their life and bring everybody along with them. And when I realized that it's not just about money, it's not about saving people money, it was about freeing up that money, because I didn't have the money to join as a Plaid. I literally took the down payment it was actually the final payment for our swimming pool that I decided I was going to put in, and I took that money and said, you know what, I'm going to join. And just so I can see Tony on Saturday night, because I wanted to go to the dinner, and I was going to call that Monday morning and ask for my money back, because I didn't have the money. I just wanted to go to dinner with him one time, right? I realized as the days continued that the people were different, because, as soon as I joined, I got to sit with the platinum, and the first person I sat beside was Mike Keys, and which was Tony's best friend that he met at his first Jim Rome event. And I just knew it was destiny. Like, God put him right beside me. And then he ended up leaving his book that night, and I had his phone number. I was so excited. But I got enough clients from that one event because of the power of proximity to pay for my platinum plus some. But then on top of that, guys, the only reason I came to Business Mastery was to grow my business. And I know it wasn't $10,000 for me. It was $5,000 out of pocket, because I was going to pay $5,000 in taxes anyway. So it was freeing up tax money for me. So that's my mindset every time I spend money. But what I realized is that I needed to fix me. It wasn't about my business. I wouldn't have came to Date with Destiny to fix me. I didn't think I had any problems. I knew I was really screwed up, but I was like, I got to focus on my business first, right? Yep. And then I'll focus on me, but I've never been allowed to focus on me. I mean, I've had kids since I was, 19 years old. So, it's just allowed me, this being a platinum, allowed me not only to condense time, because you realize, like, we're going on an event next week. I'm going to go home, and I'll be home for 5 days, and then I'm going to Amsterdam. And I was home maybe 9 days last month. And I have 6 kids. They're 17, 16, 15, 14, 12, and 6. Right? So, and we homeschool them, right?
Moms, can you appreciate how busy that is?
Kids, and we work from home for the purpose so we can be with our kids. But what Platinum did for me, I've had some massive transformations. I'm not even the same human being that I was since I activated in January. Every event Tony has done a transformation with me. In February, he did one at the finance trip. I thought we were talking about money. My daughter decided she didn't want to live with me after 14 years and decided to go live with her dad. And I fell apart. Like, I was done. And it was tax season. And so I shut down for about 5 days. And I made the decision to go to Whistler, because I needed to do it for my business and to get my focus back. And I knew the only person that could bring me back was Tony, and being in a room with him and the people. And so, she ended up, I lost custody of her while I was in Whistler. And I was perfectly okay with that because Tony spent 3.5 hours with me and doing a massive transformation and teaching me she's just in that's her life cycle. Like, that's her life. That has nothing to do with me. I'm not
It's one word, a teenager.
Yeah, she's 16. She has oppositional defiant disorder. That's what she's been diagnosed with.
Or, as Tony reminded you, she's a teenager.
Exactly. So that, just by having him in my life at that point, it was just meant to be, and he changed my life then. And then me and my husband had some issues. I actually had some issues that I was dealing with from the past. Women in here, I know some of you have been sexually abused, some of you have been molested, and I had. And I wasn't allowed to deal with that when I was little, and so it came up in the present. And it really shut me down. And at Date with Destiny, Tony literally did something, and a switch completely transformed me. And me and my husband have the most amazing relationship that we've ever had. So I'm fulfilled.
Yeah!
And it was all tax deductible. So, that's the biggest thing. It's like, do you realize, we're here getting everything that we need in our life. Like, counselors are not tax deductible. But here, we get the coaching that we need, we get the personal development that we need, we get the continuing education. We can bring our kids along with us. If you hire them and you're in business for yourself, then that becomes tax deductible because you're attempting to earn income because we want to make them make money for us. So all of that is tax deductible. So, why in the world wouldn't anybody want to be a platinum partner? Because all of your vacations, all of your travel, all of your coaching, everything that you're doing on a daily basis becomes tax deductible, and you get to hang around the most amazing people on the face of the planet. There's nothing like the people that are in Platinum Partnership, because I looked at them as if, I don't have the money that they do. I'm not in the place that they are. I didn't have the extra $6,000 a month to become a platinum partner, but I knew that they had something that I had inside me. I just had to figure it out and find it. So it's been the most amazing 5 months of my life. I feel like I've been in this for years, and it's not a platinum year, it is a platinum life. So you don't quit.
You're telling me you had some pretty incredible results in your business as well.
Oh, yes.
What was the multiple you got on your business in this short time?
Yes, because that's what I came here for to begin with, right?
Yeah. But you notice sometimes you show up for one thing and you get a bunch of other gifts you weren't planning on that you really needed.
Yes.
Now the relationship's absolutely amazing.
Yes.
You're doing well. What happened to your business?
And I lost weight this week. Ha-ha.
And she lost weight this week.
Yes. So what it's done for me, literally, I sat in a room with Tony at an NAC event 2 years ago. My business has grown. It grew 5 times by the time I made it to my next event at the Business Mastery. And after Business Mastery, I literally within 3 weeks wrote a book called More Relaxing, Less Taxing. And I had it in me, but I wasn't doing it. So I had to push forward because I had to create more income, obviously. Right? I had to create another stream of income because I wasn't working as much. And then and I started a membership model, so I didn't have to work as much and create a residual stream. But my business grew from Business Mastery to now, and that was in August of last year. It grew another 5 times. But I do want to share with you guys, in the month of February, the most I'll just say April is probably closest. In April, the most I'd ever made in April was $28,000. That was last year. And this year I made $77,000, and I was only home for 2 out of 4 weeks.
Put your hand for that. So, Courtney, finally, what would you say to somebody, because you remember how scared you were in your seat going, I don't have the money. I remember you telling me you had to have clients pay you up front.
Yes.
You go, I'll never ask this again, but you ask them to pay up front. What would you say to that person that's in that same situation you were when you decided to join Platinum?
Well, honestly, there's no going back now, but all I could think about was that Tony puts me at a different level, and when I'm around him, that value that I give for myself is much higher. And I notice if I'm away from him a while, it kind of goes down. So I'm like, I can grow my business enough, at least 10%, that would at least pay for it. And I just spent this money on a swimming pool. Like, and the swimming pool, now it is tax deductible. I'll talk to you about that later. But anyway, it's just in my mind, it was like I just spent this money on a swimming pool. Why in the world would I spend it on growing myself? And so I would tell you that, one, if you're paying money in taxes this year, you need to do it. So you'll pay less. But the other is that there's just no way possible that I couldn't be around these people every single month. They are my family. They are the people I was put on earth to be around, and I was put on earth to do this. And there's no way that I could have possibly ever done that and been able to shoot for my dreams, because obviously I had it in me. I had it in me the whole time, but I just couldn't get past the limiting beliefs. And as soon as you get past that one limiting belief that you can do it no matter what, then everything else opens up. I spoke for Les Brown in January. That was amazing. And I've spoken for 7 different network marketing companies. I didn't even speak publicly until all of this happened. So August, I wrote the book. It published in January. We've sold 1,800 copies so far. I've spoken for 7 network marketing companies. And then on top of that, I spoke for the Association of Network Marketing Professionals. So, everything in my life is coming true. Dreams that I didn't even know I had inside me have come true because I just opened up and said, you know what? We're going to make this happen. This is the first step to changing my scarcity, to get rid of my fear, and move on. And it's been amazing.
Yeah. Give Courtney a hand, ladies and gentlemen.